I was skeptical about this one when I first saw the price tag. A 12-bay Rackmount NAS with 16 terabytes of storage already in the box. That's a serious investment, and I wasn't sure if it was worth it for a small business like mine. But after testing it for a few weeks, I have to say, I get why people trust this thing with their data. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What really surprised me was how quiet it runs. I expected a Rackmount unit to sound like a jet engine, but it's actually pretty quiet. I've got it sitting in my office closet next to my router, and you barely hear it over the hum of the AC. That's a big deal if you're trying to keep your workspace peaceful. The setup was straightforward too. Buffalo includes everything you need: drives pre-installed, cables, and a quick start guide. I plugged it in, connected it to my network, and within 15 minutes I was copying files over. The web interface is clean and intuitive, so even if you're not a tech expert, you won't feel lost. I especially liked how easy it was to create shared folders and set permissions for different users. I gave my team access to specific folders without worrying about them seeing everything. One feature that saved me a few times was the snapshot backup. I accidentally deleted a client folder last week, and instead of scrambling to restore from an old backup, I just rolled back to a snapshot from the day before. It took less than a minute. That kind of instant recovery is a lifesaver when you're on a deadline. Speed-wise, this thing delivers. It's got a native 10 GB port, so when I'm transferring large video files or databases, it moves at network speed. I tested it by copying a 50 GB folder, and it finished in under 2 minutes. That's the kind of performance you usually only see in enterprise setups, and it makes a real difference when you're working with big files all day. I also like that it plays well with cloud services. I sync important folders to Amazon S3 automatically, so even if the NAS goes down, my data is safe in the cloud. It's not a replacement for local backups, but it's a solid extra layer of protection. And since it's a closed system, I don't have to worry about random software updates breaking things or exposing my data. The 16 terabytes of storage is plenty for my needs right now, but what I appreciate most is the expandability. It's a 12-bay unit, so I can add more drives later without replacing the whole system. That future-proofing is something you don't always get with consumer NAS boxes. Now, it's not perfect. The rack mount design means it's pretty big and heavy, so it's not something you're going to move around. If you're setting up a home lab or a small office, you'll need a sturdy rack, or at least a solid shelf. Also, while the 10 GB port is great, you'll need compatible network gear to take full advantage of it. If you're still on gigabit, you won't see the same speeds. Another thing to keep in mind is the power draw. It's not a huge deal, but it does pull more watts than a typical home NAS. If you're running it 24/7, expect your electric bill to go up a little. Still, for the reliability and performance, I think it's worth it. If you're running a small business, or even a home office with growing storage needs, this NAS is a solid choice. It's reliable, fast, and easy to manage. The included drives and enterprise-grade hardware give you peace of mind, and the snapshot feature alone is worth the price for anyone who's ever lost data. If this sounds like what you need, check out the link below. It's a solid investment for anyone serious about data storage. For most buyers, the real question is not whether BUFFALO TeraStation 51220RH 12-bay business Rackmount NAS 16 terabytes, 4x4 terabytes, with hard drives included RAID iSCSI network storage file server sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like full-scale professional network-attached storage business and advanced hardware and firmware product designed for stability actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off.